Andarki Namaskaramulu. Today we are going to have the sixth episode, sixth class in learning Sanskritam language. We are finished with the introduction or revision of level 1. We are going for level 2. Today's class will be taken by Vishalakshi Garu. Let us start the session with paying respects to our country by reciting Vande Mataram by Chala Chittibabu Garu. Chala Chittibabu Garu, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala shobhinim suhasinim sumadhura bhashinim sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram vande mataram.
వందే మాతరం. ధన్యవాదములండి చాలా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Venkat Narayan Garu to chant.
Meditation for a minute. Meditation for a minute. गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामविद्र्यवतु। ॐ श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मां पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य देवो भव अतिथि देवो भव। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।
హరి ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. ధన్యవాదములండి వెంకటనారాయణ గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. Now let us start the session. Let us request Vishalash garu to start the session, please.
ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ పార్వతీ రాజరాజేశ్వరాభ్యాం నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మేధా దక్షిణామూర్తయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మహాసరస్వత్యై నమః. ఓం శివాయ గురవే నమః. ఓం నమః శివాయై చ నమః శివాయ. ఓం నమః శివాయ. శుభోదయం టు ఎవ్రీవన్. సభాయై నమః. టుడే in place of our Guruji, I am asked to take the class just revision and brushing up for only 2 classes. I think this Friday and the next Friday I will teach you. And later on from May 1st onwards, our master may come and take his classes. We will see what happens. So, because we are studying Samskrita Vyakaranam, let us pray our pranamams to Murti Traya, we say, 3 Vyakaranas, the great Panini Maharshi, Muni Trayam we call them. Panini Maharshi, Patanjali and Vararuchi are Katsyayana Maharshi. Yenakshara Samamnayam Athigamya Maheswarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha. Yena Thauta Gira Pumsam Amalaihi Suddhavariphihi तमश्च अज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. योगेन चित्तस्य मलेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोति यः अपाकरोति तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि. वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्. Panini Maharshi wrote Ashtadhyayi Pathamala. Then Patanjali Maharshi wrote Bhashya Vivarana Grantha to those sutras. Then Vararuchi wrote Vartikas. And together with all these 3, if a person studies Samskrita Vyakarana, he becomes the greatest scholar. Because when Vyakarana is perfectly known, the language can be understood properly. That is why elders say, even if people are great scholars, they may be well versed in all other points, that in other subjects. If they do not know Vyakaranam, they can never write or read or express sentences without mistakes. So without Ucharana dosha, without the letters properly writing or reading, and with proper syntax of the sentence. So for all this, to get this knowledge, Vyakarana is very important. So elders say, Yajyapi Bahunadhite Tathapi Patha Vyakaranam Swajano Shvajano Mapu Sakrut Shekrut Sakalam Shekalam. Mostly Sakara, Sita, Sarala, we say Sa. Then Melkasa, as we say in our Telugu, Sha, Shekuntala, Sheelam, Seelam Param Pushanam. So that Shekara. Then Murthanya Sha, we say Usha, Ushakalamu, Sha. These letters should be pronounced properly. Otherwise, the meaning changes completely. Just as Swajanaha. Swajana means our kith and kin, one's own people. If we say instead of sa, if we utter the letter sha, Shvajanam. Shva means dog. So our people, we call dogs. So how bad it would be? So ma poo, it should not occur like that. Then sakrut. Sakrut means once. Sakrudeva prapannaya tavasmiti cha yachate abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadam yetad vratam mama, says Sri Ramachandra. Even if we take resort in him once, he will take care of us. So sakrut means once. If we say shakrut, shakrut is excrete, that which is to be avoided and left out. Then sakalam, sakalam bhadramasnute we say. Sakalam means full. Shakalam means part, pieces. So, though we learn other subjects, it is essential to learn Vyakarana. We are through the great, one of the greatness, there are several great points which we have already heard in the previous classes. So one of those great points is Samskrita Bhasha. For each and every word, there is a root word. So from that root, the word emerges and comes out. So you have already learnt a lot during your Pravesha class, and now also Masterji said he is continuing Pravesha syllabus only, and after completing satisfactorily, he said he will start with Parichaya classes syllabus. So Vyakarana, just as backbone is very important for human body, for us, similarly, Vyakarana is most important for learning Samskrita Bhasha, Samskrita Sakitya or anything. Actually, how all these words came, I think Masterji had already explained Cheturdasha, Maheshwara, Sutras and all. In fact, Parameswara, how all, the whole universe emerged and the languages, the word came, the Samskrita Bhasha and all other languages came into existence is due to Iswara, Ishana Sarva Vidyanam, Iswaraha Sarva Bhutanam. So Shiva, Parameswara. Then from Omkara, Shabda Brahma, we say, Parabrahman himself itself is called as Shabda Brahman. So Omkara is the root and Mula. Out of Om, A, Uma, 3 letters together is 1 letter. So from Omkara, all the words came, all the vowels and consonants came, then all the letters, some complete Sahitya. Entire Nama, Nami also we say, whenever we utter a word, that automatically indicates an object. So Nama and Nami together, that is the whole universe came out of Omkara only. It is proved in Prashna Upanishad, in so many, all the Upanishads speak about the greatness of Omkara. So when Panini Maharshi, when he was in deep meditative state, he wanted to visualize Lord Iswara, Parameswara in the form of Nataraja Swami, because already prior to that Nataraja Swami, he gave his darshana while doing Ananda Tandava Natya to Sanaka Sanandanadi Maharshis. Then for the second time, once again, he gave his Nataraja Natya darshana at then Chidambaram to Vyaghrapada Maharshi and Patanjali Maharshi. They wanted to see that Ananda Tandava Natya. Then Nurtavasane Nataraja Rajaha Nanada Thakkam Navapanchavaram Utthartu Kamaha Sanakadi Siddhan Etad Vimarshe Siva Sutra Jalam. With this sloka, Patanjali Maharshi started his Bhashya to Panini's Sastadhyayi Pathamala. So, when Panini Maharshi was in deep meditative state, he visualized the Ananda Tandava Natya of Nataraja Murti. Then at the end of doing all Ananda Tandava Natya, Iswara once again he did sound, the great sound of his Damaruka Nada he did. Then for 14 times, Nava Pancha Varam. Nava means 9, Pancha means 5. Together 14. 14 times he did that voice. Then all the sounds Panini Maharshi heard as Ayun Rulruk Evong I ouch Hayavarat Lan Nyamagananam Chapai Kadadash Jabagadadash Kapachatata Chatatau Kapai Seshasar Hal. These are the 14 sounds he heard. So when he came out of that meditative state, Panini Maharshi he noted all this, he wrote these 14 sutras. Then he wonderstruck, he wondered a lot at the arrangement of all the vowels and consonants in a very most scientific manner, in a very systematic manner. So he named them as Cheturdasya Maheswara Sutrani. Maheswara, because they have come from Maheswara, he called them as Maheswara. Then Sutrani, Sutram means very small sentences which need a lot of explanation. So these sutras he wrote, and from these 14 Maheswara Sutras, he wrote 44. That is actually, that last letter is called as Itsagnya. So all the Itsagnyas have to be removed and taken out. So the letters in between would be used. So they are called as Pratyaharas. So Panini Maharshi wrote 44 Pratyaharas out of all the 14 Maheswara Sutras. Then depending upon these 14 Maheswara Sutras, Panini Maharshi wrote a very big, great work, literary, great Vyakarana Grantha. He wrote Saujna Prakarana, Sandhi Prakarana, Samasa Prakarana, then Krudanta, Tathitas, then Stri Prichayas, etc. So he wrote the entire grammar. Till that time also there were so many Vyakarana Granthas, but the moment when this Panini Sastachai came out, just as in the presence of sunlight, no other lamp can shine. So similarly, all people started to follow Panini's Astachai, and then Patanjali's, along with the Patanjali's Mahabhashya and Vartikas of Vararuchi. So how these letters came out from Paramatma only. When we want to express any feeling, then the Sankalpa starts from Parasakti, Paramatma. Then that idea of talking, expressing some any feelings, any expression, whatever I want to talk, then I want to talk, and how the letters came out, that is the process of samskarana. That is why Samskrita Bhasha is called as Samskarimpabadina Bhasha. We say it is the most cultured language because Paramatma himself, he completely made it purified and perfect language came out. So just as ordinary other scholars, they think from Prakruta or some any local dialect, this Samskrita Bhasha is polished. It's not like that. Samskrita Bhasha itself is the most cultured and polished language directly given by Paramatma in the form of Veda, Shabda Brahman, Omkara. So when we want to talk something, that idea immediately it starts in the brain, in the buddhi, in para form. Then that immediately, like the flash of lightning, it reaches the Mooladhara. From Mooladhara Chakra, it starts slowly coming up and up. So all 5 gross elements, Pancha Mahabhutas, are there in the nature, and the same 5 elements are there in us, in our body also, are Prithvi, Apat, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha, all are there. When this thought of talking, it comes, then it makes itself in what sort of language, with how many words, with what sort of speed, how to talk, how to express. So that air, the air that is there in the body, that mixes with the fire in the body, then it pulls up, pushes up. Then the vacant place, akasha, would be there. Then when air touches the akasha, automatically the sound comes out. All this is in a very grand detailed manner. It is explained in Patanjali Mahabhashya. I think you might have already heard all these things. Even then, just I'm saying. So when this sound finally reaches, when it is there in the para, then it becomes gets the stage of Pashyanti. Then para Pashyanti. Then when it reaches, it gets the stage of Madhyama. Then the moment it reaches our kantha, that is Hridaya Sthana, Anahata Chakra, and finally comes out of our Mukha Yantra. Mukham in our Telugu means the whole face. In Sanskritam, Mukham means only the mouth. And there are so many organs in our mouth. When the air touches one part and comes out, certain letters come out. So thus, Apuha Visarjaniyaha Kantyaka, Ichu Yashanam Talu, Rutu Rashanam Murthaka, Lutu Lasanam Dantyaka, Rutu Lasanam Dantyaka, Upu Padmaniyaka Vostyaka, Edaitau Kantya Talavyau, Vodautau Kantya Vostyau. Then Nga Ni Na Na Ma. Anunasika. These are the 5 nostrils. Anunasika Varnas. Kantyaha means gutturals. From above the kantha, the letters come a. Then ku means kakha gakhanga, kavarga letters. Then ha letter, and also visarjaniya means visarga. All these are kantyas. Then ichu yashanam talu, e, the letters, vowels, and then chu means chavarga, cha cha ja chanya. These letters, then sha, sekuntala, sha. All these letters, they are called as palatals. They come from talu. Then rutu rashanam murthaha, rushi, pitrunam, ru. Then two means davarga, tatha. Then sha, usha, sha. All these are called as cerebrals. From murtha they come. Then rutu lasanam dantyaha, alu, as we say in our Telugu. Then two means tatha dathana, the letters. Then sa, sarala sa. These letters are called as dentals, dantyaha. With the help of dantas, we can utter them. Then vupu, u letters, and then pu means papa vapama. Then upadmaniya and jivkamuliya. Certain sounds are there. They would be indicated with certain signals, marks, a sort of. They are used in Vedas only. So in Laukika Vangmaya, we left them. U and Papa Vapama. These letters are Vostya. With the help of our lips, we utter them. Edaitau, ait, ait. E, I are Kantya Talavyas, and then Vo, Au. They are Kantya Vostya. E, I, Vo, Au. These 4 letters, they appear as if they are one letter, but they are combination of 2 letters, we say. Then actually, they are called as Mishrita Varnas. Mishrita means mixed. A plus E is A, A plus U is O. You know about Guna Santhi. So these 2 letters are called as Guna letters. Then their lengthened form, Dirgha, O, Au, are called as Vritti Varnas. So accordingly, we learn in Guna Santhi, Vritti Santhi, and all. So all these letters, vowels and consonants are there. Swaraha, we say. Swayam Rajanta iti swaraha. They shine of their own. We can utter them happily, easily. And unless vowels are there, the consonants cannot be uttered properly. K, k, g, k, ng, like that. Original halvarnas are only, vyanjanas are only halvarnas. But because it is very difficult for us to utter like that, grammarians permitted us to add akara to all the consonants, and now we are uttering happily ka, kha, ga, kha, nga, cha, cha, ja, ja, like that, all the vowels. So, swaras, they are called as swaraha. Why? Because swayam rajanta, they shine of their own. Then what are these vyanjanas? Anvabhavati vyanjana. They follow the vowels and then they got the power. They would be shining with the help of, when they follow the vowels, they can be uttered nicely and happily. Then vowels, okay. Then vyanjanas. Among vyanjanas, ka, cha, ta, ta, pa, 5 vargas. They are called as pancha vargaksharas. Ka, kha, ga, kha, nga. Thus 25 letters are vargaksharas. Then ya, ra, la, va. They are called as antastaha. Antastas. Then sa, sha, sa. These are called as ushmas because air comes out while uttering these letters. Then there are so many samyuktaksharas, dvitvaksharas. I think you all of you have already studied during your first level course, Pravesa itself. And there are so many sutras, which just I will remind you. Suptingantam padam we say. What is actually a word? We say bhasha. We are talking. Bhashyate iti bhasha. Because we are talking, that is called as bhasha. Then what is a word actually? Suptingantam padam says the Vyakarana Shastra. The word should be either subanta or tinganta. Sup ante yasya saha subantaha. Ting ante yasya saha tingantaha. Sup means they are all noun forms, nouns. Then tingantaha, ting means they are all are verbs, kriya padas. So tingantas and subantas we say. Subantas you have already studied, I think. Svaujasam tapyampis, nyepyampis, Gnespyamphis, Gnesvosam, Gnevosup. They are the vibhakti prachayas, just as in our Telugu, Dumuvulu, Prathama Vibhakti, etc. we say. For all languages, vibhakti prachayas are there. Thus, for Sanskritam, s, au, as, sa, halanta is equal to visarga. So, s, au, as, au, as, apyampis, epyampyas, as-pyamphys. As was E was sup. So because sup is there, Saptami Vibhakti, Bahuvachana Prachaya. They are called as Subantas. Then Tinganta, Ti, Mi Vasmas, Si Thastha, Ti Tas Anti. These are the terminations, Prachayas of Parasmaipadi, Vartamana Kala, Lat Vartamane, we say, Vartamana Kala Prachayas. Now, third person singular termination we took ti. Ti, taha, anti we say. So that ti we have taken and then we say tingantaha. So they are the verbs. So thus namavachakas and kriya padas are there. Suppose we take all the words completely of the entire Samskrita Vangmaya. Suppose we keep all the words at a place. To indicate the totality, we always put a round mark. So, suppose we consider that all Samskrita letters are here, then more than half letters are Namavachakas. Then from the remaining part, more than 3/4, 80% letters, 80% portion is of verbs, dhatus, kriya padas. Then the remaining little part is divided into nipatas, avyayas and upasargas. So nipata, I said each and every word would come from a root. Pata means to fall down, falling down. So ni is upasarga. Ni means also down. Nipata means that which falls down. So for writing prose, we can write as we like, but for writing poetry, chandas would be there. Certain letters we need. Suppose the poet completed the idea which he wanted to express, still one letter is needed, or a guru, 1.5 letter is needed, then what he says, he put certain nipata term there. When certain terms, so nipatas are those terms which do not have any special significant meaning while explaining the meaning of the sentence. So, Ushan Havai Vajesravasaha, it starts the Kathopanishad. Ha got actually the meaning. Even then, there it does not have any special meaning. Why also we several times use. So certain small terms are nipatas. Then, so we say nipataha padapuranam. Nipataha padapuranaya. To fill up the sentence we use. Then, vibhaktis. Linga vachana vibhakti rahitani. Shunyani padani avyayani. So, sadrusyam trishu lingeshu. Sarveshu cha vibhaktishu. Vachaneshu cha sarveshu. Yen navyeti tad avyayam. Avyayam is called as indeclinable. So, the words which do not have gender, number, and case, they are called as avyayas, indeclinables. For example, yatha, tatha, upa, lesha, etc. So many so many avyayas are there. Then, for example, avyaya, balaha kandukam upari kshipati. He is throwing, the boy is throwing the ball above. Upari means above. Then kandukaha athaha patati. The ball falls down. Athaha. This is avyaya. Because those terms which do not have gender, number, and case. You know, there are 3 genders. Masculine gender, feminine gender, masculine gender, pumlinga. Feminine gender, strilinga. Neuter, N-G-U-T-E-R. Neuter gender, napumsakalinga. So, there are 3 genders. Normally, in all our languages, in Telugu and other languages, all Pumvachaka Shabdas are Pumlingas. All Strivachaka Shabdas are Strilingas. The animals, insects, etc. and the articles which do not have life, we call them as Napumsakalinga Shabdas. But in our great Samskrita Bhasha, it is not like that. So mostly Pumvachaka Shabdas are Pumlingas, but some other words, they may be Strilinga Shabdas, they may be Napumsakalinga Shabdas. Similarly, mostly all Strivachaka Shabdas are Strilingas, but it is not a rule that all should be feminine gender. Strivachaka Shabdas also may be of Pumlinga Shabdas, may be of Napumsakalinga Shabdas, like that. We say Kalatram. Kalatram means wife. Dara, Patni, Jaya, Kalatram. There are so many names for so many words to say the word wife. Patni, Bharya. Then Patni is Strilinga. Dara is Pumlinga. Bharya is Strilinga. Kalatram, Napumsakalinga Shabda, though the meaning is wife. So Bhitti, we say the wall, it is feminine gender. So like that. Then how to remember means by practice. By going on learning all the Shabdamanjari, Shabdas, I think you might have already learned by heart by this time. So in due course of time, we would be mostly knowing. So Raja Simhaha Iva Suraha, the king is very prowess as the Simha, lion, Iva. Iva is Avyaya. Similarly, Chandrika Chandrena Saha Vartate. Chandra means moon god. Chandrika is moonlight. Venela, as we say, Chandrika, the Kiranas of Chandra. Saha means along with. Saha is Avyaya. Then Jalam Vina Minaha Na Jivati. Vina, without. The fish cannot live without fish, water. So Vina is Avyaya. We say Yatha Sekti, Tatha Gati, Tatha Karumi, like that. All these are Avyayas. So,
Amma, not audible at all, Amma.
వినిపించట్లేదండి?
The problem is that you are the audio is okay. Okay, carry on.
క్లియర్ గా వినిపిస్తుందండి.
Please, please
check at your end.
check at your end. Please don't talk. Vishalaksha, continue.
Okay, Andy. So several avyayas are there. Antaha, Bahihi, Diva, Tushnam, Swayam, Ma means negative word. Ma also means Mahalakshmi also. Then Evam, Itham, Sarvatha, Pura, Alam, Kimartham, Samyak, Sarvatra, Naktam, Sayam, Punaha, Shenaihi, Chiram, then Kadachit, Upari, Athaha, Vyatha we say, Vrutha, then Saha, Chet, then Uchaihi, Mandam, Dwara, Kurute, Va, Re, addressing. So then certain Krudanta words also, they become, when Krutprachaya is added to the root, sometimes they become avyayas, as Gatva, Gantum, etc. Twantamul, Yabanta, when they are added, they turn to avyayas. Like that, several avyayas are there. Then in Samskrita Bhasha, there are 22 upasargas. So all these 22 upasargas are pra, para, apa, sam, anu, ava, nis, nir, dus, dur, vi, ang, ni, athi, aphi, api, ati, su, ut, priti, pari, upa. So when 22,000 roots are there, mostly we believe Vyakarana Veta, they said there are 22,000 roots in Samskrita Bhasha. By adding these upasargas, 22 lakhs of words can be created. That is the greatness of Samskrita Bhasha. So now what is upasarga? Upasargena thatvartho. Balad anyatra niyate. Balad anyaha pratiyate. Praharahara samhara. Vihara niharavat. So by adding upasarga to a root, the original meaning of the root changes by force. So originally the root may be having certain meaning. It changes and appears differently when different upasargas are added to the same root. So the definition is given in the first line. Then examples are given in the second line. Prakhara, akara, samhara, vihara, pariharavat or niharavat. Nihara means ice. So kru hara is the root of all these words. Kru hara means to lead, to take away, to carry away. When we add pra, upasarga, it becomes prahara. Danda praharas we say, beating with the stick. Then ahara. A is the upasarga. Ang. A means a samantat, completely, totality. It gives the meaning. Ahara means bring. Ahara means the food that we take, eat. Then samhara. Sam is another upasarga. Sam means samyak, very good, best, nice, like that. It gives the meaning. Then samkru, samhara means killing. And samhara also means samyak aharanam. Veni samharam we say. There it does not mean it is killing. Samyak aharanam. Bhimasena, after killing Dusyasana, with the hands filled with the blood of Dusyasana, as per the vow, he brought all the kurus, that is the hair of Draupadi Mata. So aharana, aharanam is the meaning of word samhara. So samyak haranam. Then vihara, going for pleasure walk. When we upasarga is added to kru. Similarly, when we add pari, the upasarga to kru, parihara. Parihara means avoid. Parihartavyam. It is to be avoided. Pariharavat. Pariharamu also we say. Parihara. Then nihara. Is like that. So, agnihi sitam harati. The fire removes the sita, the coolness, cold, when the atmosphere is very cool. We want to take hot water or hot coffee, milk, etc. Yeshaha dandena praharati. He is beating with the danda. That is a stick. Esha balika jalam anayati or aharati. Then sarpaha mushakam samharati. So ete balaha viharanti. They are enjoying, playing happily. Vaidyaha aushadhena rogam pariharati. Thus we use in the sentences. So all these are the upasargas. So and upasargas are very important and they play a great role. Then G, Jaya, to conquer. That is the original meaning of the root G. When V is added, victory, it enhances the same meaning. When Para is added, Parajaya, defeating, Odipovadam as we say. So exactly opposite meaning has come. Rama, to enjoy, Ramate. Viramati means stops. He stops working. Then Gacha, Gama Gacha, to go Gachati. Agacha, when A upasarga is added, Agachati means he is coming. Opposite meaning. So these are the upasargas. Now regarding Namavachakas, noun is the name of a person, place or thing. It is called as Namavachaka. So all the nouns are divided into 4 categories. Visheshya Sabdas. All these Visheshya Sabdas are Namavachakas. The names of places, persons, cities, things, everything. For example, Rama, Krishna, Shiva, then Kashi, Gaya, Prayaga, etc. Then Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, like that. Then Pustakam, Kalam, Jalam, like that. Then Nadi. So many Namavachaka Shabdas. Visheshya Shabdas are there. Second one is Visheshana Shabdas. All these 4 are Namavachakas only. So Visheshanas are adjectives. So the words which indicate the qualities of nouns. It is, or the characteristics of the nouns. They are called as Guna. They are called as Visheshanas. Visheshana Shabda. Visheshana means the quality. Rakta Varnaha, we say the color is red. Krishna Sarpaha, the serpent is black. Krishna, the color. Then Raktaha, Pitaha, Sweta Varnam, Mathuraha, Katu, Mathura Padartham, we say something is Katu, very bitter. Then Tiktaha, like that, Krishna Varna, etc. These are all Visheshanas. Then Sarvanama Shabdas. Even they are Namavachakas only, but they are Sarvanama Shabdas. Pronouns, as we say in English. The words we use in place of nouns are Sarvanamas. Asmat Shabda, Yushmat Shabda, like that. Akam, Tvam, Saha, Sa, Tat, Eshaha, Idam, like that. All these are Sarvanamas Shabdas. Then Sankhya Vachaka Shabdas are there. The words which indicate the number, Ekam, Dve, Trini, Chatvari, Pancha, etc. In Samskrita Bhasha, for 1, 2, 3, 4, there are in masculine gender different words we use. Then in feminine gender different other words we use. In neuter gender another different words are there. From Pancha onwards, 5 onwards, in all 3 genders we use the same words. Then Ekaha we say. For Pumlinga, Ekaha Balakaha. Then Eka Balika, feminine gender. Ekaha, Eka, Ekam. Ekam Pushpam, Ekam Phalam. Then Dvau, Dva Vimau Purushau Loke, Ksharas Chakshara Evacha. Dvau Imau, they say. Dvau is 2. Pumlinga Sebda. Dve Vijay Veditavye. So Dve Naryau. So like that. For feminine gender and neuter gender also, Dve is the word to indicate 2. Then 3. Trayaha, we say Trayaha Purushaha, 3 persons, Pumlinga. Tisraha Mahilaha. Tisraha is 3 for feminine gender. Trini Vastuni, Trini Phalani, Napumsakalinga. Then Chatvaraha Balakaha, Pumlinga Shabda. Chatasraha Mahilaha. Chatasraha is feminine gender. Then Chatvari, neuter gender. Then Panchashat, Sapta, Ashtanavadasa, Ekadasa, etc. all are same. So now each and every noun got there. We say that avyayas, the words which do not have gender, number and case are avyayas, indeclinables. So the words which have gender, number and case, they all are nouns. They are the nouns. So gender, 3 genders are there, masculine, feminine, neuter gender. Then linga, vachana, vibhakti. Then vachanas, ekavachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana. In Sanskrita Bhasha, only 3 vachanas are there, 3 numbers. In all other languages, only singular and plural. More than one is, if 2 are there, we call plural only. But in Sanskrita Bhasha, ekavachana is there, dvivachana, dual, singular, dual, then plural, bahuvachana. Then 8 vibhakti prachayas are there, case endings, as we say, dumu, ulu, prathama vibhakti, etc. So some hours I already said. So these are the 8 vibhakti prachayas. So I think all these are already covered by our master in a previous Pravesha class itself. It's only just I'm reviving and reminding you of the vibhaktis also. So all these vibhakti prachayas, prathama vibhakti, dvitiya vibhakti, tritiya vibhakti, like that vibhaktis. Then prathama vibhakti is called as nominative case in English. So it denotes karta, means always in the sentence, the karta, the subject must be in prathama vibhakti only. Then dvitiya vibhakti, accusative case we say. So it denotes karma. That is the object karma must be in dvitiya vibhakti only in kartari vachakas. There are kartari prayoga and karmani prayoga. I think you already studied it. Even in kartari prayoga, now I am telling. In karmani, it again changes. Then tritiya vibhakti is called as instrumental case. That is the instrument with which we do the work. With the pen I am writing, with the stick he is beating the dog or something. So sadhana we say, that sadhana would be in tritiya vibhakti. Then chaturthi vibhakti is called as dative case. So sampradane chaturthi, sadhane tritiya, sampradane chaturthi, apadane panchami, sambandhe shashti, adhikarane saptami, like that the sutras are there in our Panini Vyakarana, and he explained, Patanjali Maharshi. So sampradana means dana itself is giving charity. Pradana means prakristan danam, giving very happily, great dana. Sampradana means samyak pradanam, the best in a very most great way. We offer something to some others, donate it. It is called as sampradana. So who is giving what for whom? Then for the sake of whom that particular thing is given, third shabda would be in dative case. Ramaya Janakaha Sitam Dadau, at the time of marriage. Then Tupyam Aham Ekam Phalam Dadami. Tupyam is dative case. It is in Chaturthi Vibhakti, Yushmat Shabda. Then Panchami Vibhakti is called as ablative case. So Apadana. Apadana means from something, if anything is coming out, separated, then we use Apadana. Panchami, Vrikshat Phalam Patati. Vrikshat Parnaha Patati. We say in our Telugu Balavyakarnam, Himagiri Valana Ganga Puttenu. Himagiri Valana Nundi Ganga Puttenu. The river Ganga came out of the Himavat Parvatas, Himalaya mountain. So there Panchami Vibhakti we are using. Then Bhaya, to express Bhaya also, Chorat Pita, Chora Bhayam we say. So when for so many other cases are there, they all are explained in detail in all the course books. So for Dvitiya, not only karma, then so many, under so many conditions, Dvitiya Vibhakti is to be used. Similarly, not only for sadhana, Tritiya Vibhakti would be used for several other expressions. Similarly, all Vibhaktis, they have given separate lessons for in what sort of way, how to use, in what conditions and all. Then Shashti Vibhakti is called as genitive case. Shashti is Sambandha. It denotes the relationship. So with whom the relationship we are explaining, that would be in Shashti Vibhakti. Ramasya Patni Sita. With Rama, the relationship of Sita is explained. So, Ramasya Shashti Vibhakti. Ramasya Bhagini Shanta. So, Sitayaha Harta Ramaha. So, now here Rama is explained in connection with Sita. So, the word Sita gets Shashti Vibhakti like that, Sambandha. Then Saptami Vibhakti is called as locative case. Saptami is Athikarana, we say. Athara Ateya Bhava. The Khate Jalam Asti, Jalam Santi. The water is in the jug. Bhumau Patitam, we say, or Pustakam Bhumau Asti. The book is on the earth, on the ground. So, Saptami Vibhakti. So, Athara, Atheya must be there. Vocative case we call for Sambodhana. Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti. So, hey, we use in Sanskritam. O, oi, ori, osi, like that in our Telugu we say. Re also we use Re Re Chataka. Thus the poet addressed the Chataka bird. So Chataka birds would be waiting for the rain, and when the rain is coming, they directly drink the water coming from the sky, heaven. So they are waiting. So like that. Now these are about nouns. Then in all Ekavachana, Dvivachana and Bahuvachana, in all three numbers with all these 8 Vibhakti Prachayas, we must give 24 forms of each and every noun, either Ajanta Shabdas or Halanta Shabdas. Then for Sarvanama Shabdas, addressing Sambodhana would not be there. Then all these are called as Karakas, whereas Shashti Vibhakti is put aside. It is not called as Karaka. So the remaining are called as Karakas also. So now you might have already learned by heart all Ajanta Shabdas, Halanta Shabdas, then Sarvanama Shabdas. All the words must be learned by heart. Then about the now verbs, Kriya Padas. We grammarians said there are approximately 2,200 roots. So all in the olden days when Samskrita Bhasha was the spoken language for crores of years and lakhs of years, at that time all roots are used in Parasmaipadi and Atmanepadi also. There are certain Prachayas, terminations, Parasmaipadi Prachayas and Atmanepadi Prachayas. So when the root is taken, if a person is doing that work for the sake of himself, suppose I am cooking for myself, then I have to use Atmanepadi Prachayas to express that. If I am cooking for somebody else whom I have invited, then Parasmaipadi Prachayas I have to use and tell when anybody questions. Thus a person is reading for himself. He is reading, is preparing to explain it to others. So like that in the olden days, all 2,200 dhatus, they are being used with both Parasmaipadi Prachayas and also Atmanepadi Prachayas terminations. So it became 4,400 approximately forms. So while coming to classical age, Vyakarana, that is Vaiyakaranas, the grammarians, they thought that it's very difficult. Alasulu Mandabhagya Yutul Alpatara, you will Ugraroga Sankalitul, like that. The Kali Yuga Manavas are being spoken in Mahabharata also. So people are very lazy, having very less intelligence to remember also. To remember many forms is very difficult. So the grammarians, having pity on us, they have divided all the roots into 3 parts. Parasmaipadi roots and Atmanepadi roots. Because for several years, people got habituated, accustomed to use both the terminations. So, Upayapadi Dhatus, certain roots, they said, they can be used with Parasmaipadi Prachayas and also Atmanepadi Prachayas, then the forms would not be wrong. Otherwise, now at present, all the roots of Parasmaipadi are to be given verbal forms, Kriya Pada Rupas, only adding Parasmaipada Pratyayas to them. If we add Atmanepadi Pratyayas to Parasmaipadi Dhatu, that would be wrong. If we add Parasmaipadi Pratyaya to Atmanepadi Dhatu root, that would be wrong. While Bhojaraja, once he asked Kalidasa to leave and go away, Dharanagara. So Kalidasa went because he said once when Kalidasa is teaching lesson to somebody at home, king wanted to see him. So Bhoja Maharaja came there. At that time, he heard the sloka explaining by Kalidasa to students that Swadeshe Pujyate Raja Vidwan Sarvatra Pujyate. So the king got enraged, he got anger. Oh, only in my Dhara country, Dhara Nagara, I am worshipped and nowhere other they respect me. But Kalidasa, because he is a great scholar, he is honored all over. So he became angry and immediately he asked Kalidasa to leave Dhara Nagara. Kalidasa went somewhere and happily he is moving here and there, and so many other kings gave honor to him and all. Now this king, he cannot separate, he cannot bear the separation of Kalidasa even for a moment, one day. So immediately he went in search of Kalidasa. While sitting in the palanquin, the chariot, then 4 people have to keep the stick on the shoulder and they have to move. So while this king is in search of Kalidasa, he is seeing here and there, these 4 people are carrying him, keeping on their shoulders the stick where Bhoja Maharaja sat down in the chariot, a chariot in the sense palanquin. So while Kalidasa was just passing at that place on that day, so he saw Bhoja Maharaja, recognized, but he did not reveal his identity. He also wanted to help this king. So he asked one of these 4 persons, the workers, to move, and he kept that shoulder on that stick on his shoulder. They are moving. Then Bhoja Maharaja, he is so kind-hearted, so noble, so gentle. In fact, very great. He is great ruler, great scholar, and Kavi Pandita Poshaka, we say. So he thought that his weight may be afflicting these people. So he inquired. So is my weight, that is, are you capable of bearing my weight or is it afflicting? So for that he used the word Mama Bharaha Bhathati Kim Bhathati. Then Kalidasa immediately, because he is a great poet, he cannot bear the grammatical mistake. He said, Oh Maharaja, your weight is not causing any affliction to us, but Tava Bhathati Bhathate. Batha is the Atmanepadi Dhatu. When you said Bhathati, that word is causing difficulty to me. Bhathate, it should be. Then immediately Bhoja Maharaja got down, felt on the feet of Kalidasa and brought him back. They say that so many stories are there. So the thing is, Parasmaipadi Pratyaya should be added only to Parasmaipadi Dhatus, and Atmanepadi Pratyayas are to be added only to Atmanepadi Dhatus, and certain roots can be used with both the Pratyayas termination. They are called as Bhupaya Padis. Then suppose in a class 100 students are there. Mostly in our class 100 to 120 students were used to be there at the government junior colleges, and mostly 50, 60 students at degree class. Then they sit in 3 rows. Either 2 or 3 would be sitting the 3 rows. Suppose when 100 students are there, a master came there and he named this first row as A, B, C, like that, something, some name, or names of gods, or names of flowers, cities, rivers, something. Then he conducted quiz. Then all the people, any one of them can answer and then they get the points. Thus he conducted, then announced the results, gave them some gift and left that place. Then PT sir, we say, games period has come. The same 100 students, they went into the playground. There, that teacher, he divided these 100 students into 10 groups, 10 students as one group. Thus, he made 10 groups and named them, either names of flowers or cities or rivers or something, or A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H also, some name to recognize. Then he conducted the games and all. Okay, that 1 hour is over, that master left again. The students came and sat in the classroom. So similarly, all these 2,200 and roots, they are divided into Parasmepadi, Atmanepadi, and Upayapadi. This is the first way of classification of the roots. Now, second point is the same 2,200 roots, which are divided into Parasmepadi and Atmanepadi and Upayapadi, are once again divided into 10 conjugations. Dasha Ganaka, we say, Ganas. So into 10 groups. Gana also means group. Ganamu, we say, cluster. So 10 Ganas. They are named as Swadhyadadir, Juhotyadir, Divadi, Swadirevacha, Tudadischa, Ruthadischa, Tanakriyadi, Churadayaka. These are the names given to all 10 groups. And another names are given to all these 10 as Prathama Gana, Dvitiya Gana, Tritiya Gana, Chaturtha Gana, Panchama Gana, Shashta Gana, Saptama Gana, Ashtama Gana, Navama Gana, and Dasama Gana. Only first conjugation, second conjugation, third, like that, 10th conjugation. All these 10 are named as first to 10, only to remember. And also to remember the roots. From first group of roots, Prathama Gana, the most important root, one root is taken out. Bhu Bhava to become Bhavati. That is, the Bhu Dhatu is very important root. So Adi they have added to this. By adding Adi, etc., all others will come there. So Bhu Adi, Pwadi, Ada to eat, Atti, Ada Adi, Adadi. So like that, each root is taken out from each group, each Gana, and Adi word is added. So thus they have named all these 10 Ganas. Pwadi Gana, Adadi Gana. Actually, from second conjugation, the root as to be, unduta, as we say, that is the most important root. All of you must learn by heart all the forms of, all the verbal forms of as root. Then kru of 8th conjugation, kru dhatu, because they would be used each and every minute to say one sentence. We use those roots, the verbal forms of these roots. So it is very essential to learn by heart all the forms of all of them. Now they have taken like that one root and named them. Now again they have divided these 10 Ganas into 2 more groups. I think there is no confusion for you because you have already learned. I'm going very fast, in fact, which I used to teach for more than 2 months. Now I'm teaching in 1 hour. Only points just I am saying, because it is only to brush up and revise you what all you have studied. And then in the next class, I will continue from where Masterji stopped. And actually, he wanted me to teach from some page. He has prepared a very big booklet, spending so much of time and energy. From some page, he wanted me to explain till some page. That I will certainly complete. And in fact, a few I'm already covering also, besides revising. So, when these 10 Ganas are there, out of these 10 Ganas, first conjugation, fourth conjugation, sixth conjugation, and 10th conjugation. These 4, first, fourth, sixth, and 10th conjugations, they belong to first group of roots. Then the remaining conjugations, second conjugation, third conjugation, fifth conjugation, seventh conjugation, eighth conjugation, and ninth conjugation, all these belong to second group of roots. So all these 10 are thus divided into 2 groups. First, fourth, sixth, and 10th belong to first group. They are very easily understandable. We can easily learn them. Mostly from inter to MA level also, they are keeping only definitely for BA, inter degree, Pravesha Parcha, Shiksha, Kovida. For all these levels only, these first group of roots only are there in the syllabus. But all other roots also now and then, while reading the lessons we come through. So we must know about them also a little, of course, but not as deep as we go along with them. All these four roots are very easily understandable. We can, of yourself, you can say when you are capable of writing the words, the procedure I will tell and finish within 15 minutes. Now you will completely understand. So how to make a verb, a kriya pada from the root by using vikarana and then pratyayas. So actually the verb is root plus conjugational sign plus pratyaya termination becomes a verb. So thus verbal forms you can make of your own. Then these second group of roots, they are very difficult in fact to study because each and every group, all the roots of the groups, they are not symmetrical. Whereas in first group, almost all the roots are symmetrical. If you learn one root, 100 roots you can say. Here it is not possible. So mostly at the time of MA in Vyakaranam, they might keep. They may keep, they may not keep also. But those who want to learn Vyakarana Shastra perfectly, they must approach, they have to learn by heart all Panini Ashtadhyayi sutras completely. After learning by heart, if you approach Vyakarana, a great grammarian, then request him, then he will teach you Panini, those who are well versed with Panini Ashtadhyayi only. So, when Panini's grammar is learned, it becomes very easy to completely have the grip of entire Vyakarana and all the language also. So for these first group of roots, there are conjugational signs. For all 10 ganas, there is a chihna, a gurtu as we say, a symbol. Certain letter is there, except the second conjugation. Second conjugation roots does not have, they do not have any vikarana, gana guna, gana prachaya. As we say, gana prachaya or vikarana or conjugational sign, that is not there. For all other 9 groups, gana gurtu is there. For first conjugation, a is the conjugational sign. For fourth conjugation, ya. Sixth conjugation, again a. 10th conjugation, aya. It's very easy to remember. So for first conjugation and sixth conjugation, the conjugational sign is a. So automatically the verbal forms, the kriya padas would be same, similarly. Then for fourth conjugation, ya. Then 10th conjugation, aya. Okay, now this is one point you have to remember. Now another point is actually Kala, the time is indivisible. We cannot break the time, but all our Vyakarana Vetas, they have divided time into all other language people into Vartamana Kala, Bhutakala, Bhavishyat Kala, present tense, past tense and future tense. Whereas our Samskrita Vyakaranas, they have divided time into 10 parts. They are called as Dashavitha Lakaras, Lakara, Lat, Vartamana Kale. They say Vartamana Kala would always be only one because when we start the work till we complete, that would be Vartamana Kala. Present tense, there are 6 tenses and 4 moods. Total 10. They are called as Dashavitha, 10 varieties of Lakaras. First one is Lat Vartamana Kale, then past tense is divided into 3 varieties to indicate that time, a few minutes, few hours, few days before, then long before. Then we say in our Telugu, we use with takara, undevada ta, so like that. So to indicate the gap of the time, thus 3 varieties of past tense are there. Lang, Anadyatana Bhutakala, Abhavat we say, imperfect tense we call. Then Lung, Adyatana Bhutakala, then Abhut we say for Purut. It is called as aorist tense. Then third one is Paroksha Bhuta. Paroksha, Aparoksha, you know, Aparoksha Anuphuti. So Paroksha, present, Pratyaksha is in front of us, Paroksha, which is not in front of us. So it is lit, lit is Paroksha Bhuta, Bhutakala. So Babhuva we say. So it is perfect tense. Then in future tense also there are two varieties. One variety first future and second future. Now one variety is few minutes, few hours, few seconds, then few years after, then long after the future. So there also Anadyatana Bhavishyat Kala, first future we say Bhavita, like that we say for Bhudhatu. Then Lut is another variety of future tense, Adyatana Bhutakala. Second future Bhavishyati, Karishyati, Vadishyati, Lekishyati, like that, which we are studying. Then four moods. Moods are actually Prakara Bodhaka Shabdas we say, Prichayas or Chatvaraha Prakara Bodhaka. So the moods are Lot, imperative mood, Vithiling, potential mood, then Ashirling, benedictive, then Lrung, conditional. Hetu Madbhuta Kalamu, we say in our Telugu also we use, in Sanskritam also we use very much. Then Abhavishyat, like that we say. For Ashirling, Bhuyat, like that it is benedictive. Vithiling, Bhaveti, Titam, Iyuku, they are the Prichayas. So all these 6 tenses and 4 moods. Now if we take any dhatu, suppose Parasmaipadi, then first conjugation, then first, if we take any root, we must first add the conjugational sign. Root plus conjugational sign, Vikarana. Suppose who Bhava to become Bhavati, or Vada to speak Vadati, Dhava to run Dhavati, Gama Gacha to go Gachati. If we take any root, Vada. Because Vada belongs to Parasmaipadi, first conjugation. Either for Parasmaipadi or Atmanepadi, Vikarana Prichayas, Gana Gurtus, Gana Prichayas are same. A, Ya, A, Aya. They are the same. Only Prichayas terminations would be different. Parasmaipadi Prichayas of present tense, past tense, future tense, imperative, potential are different. Atmanepadi, present tense, past tense, future tense, imperative and potential. Terminations are different. So if we take any root, Vada, to speak Vadati, how we have to learn by heart? We must learn by heart a very big list of roots. So when we learn by heart in this form, Vada to speak Vadati, Bhu Bhava to become Bhavati, Gama Gacha to go Gachati, Nrita to dance Nrutyati, Vrutha Vartha to grow Varthate, Vanda to salute Vandate, then Rama to enjoy Ramate, then Katha to tell Kathayati, Kathayate, Upayapadi root. So if we learn by heart along with the Vartamana Kala, third person singular form, present tense, third person singular, that is Uttama Purusha. There are 3 persons in Sanskritam. Uttama Purusha, Madhyama Purusha, Prathama Purusha. Uttama Purusha means I, we two, we all. First person. Then second is you. You two, you all. In 3 numbers. That is Madhyama Purusha. Then third person. He, she, it, singular. They two, they all. That is third person. So that third person singular form, if we learn by heart, we can automatically know whether the root belongs to Parasmaipadi or Atmanapadi group. And also we can immediately know whether the root belongs to first or sixth or 10th. Why? How? Because we are learning by heart with third person singular form. Vadati. Vada is the root we know. Then what is added? A is added. Vada plus A. Vada has come. So Vada, A is there. So it must be either first conjugation or sixth. Because we have learned by heart a big list of first conjugation roots and separately sixth conjugation, we can identify them. A small change is there, a little difference is there among these first and sixth also. But that can be known when we go a little deeper into Vyakarana. So for presently, we can remember they are the same. Then Nrutyati, Pushyati. So push is the root, ya is added. Nrut is the root, ya is added. So when we see yakara, ya, immediately we can recognize that it is fourth conjugation root. Why? Because ya is added. Nruta is the root we already know. Nruta, to dance, nrutyati. So the nrutyati word says that it is fourth conjugation root. Then wish, to enter, vishati. Same as vadati, likhati, vishati, sixth conjugation. So the form would be the same, but we know visha is the sixth conjugation root. Sicha, sincha, to sprinkle, sinchati, it is sixth conjugation. So when we learn by heart a few roots at least, we can recognize and differentiate. But with this third person singular form, if we learn by heart, we can know whether it is Parasmaipadi or Atmanepadi or first conjugation or fourth or sixth or 10th. Then Gana, to count, Ganayati. Gana is the root. Aya we have added. Ganaya is the basic form, Pratipadika. Then Mivasma, Sitasa, all the terminations we have added. Ganayati, Kathayati, Pujayati. So this aya is there. Automatically, we can definitely say this belongs to 10th conjugation. So thus we can, it takes a lot of time. In fact, only points I'm saying because you have already mastered this. It has completed verbs, nouns and dhatus also, but upasargas and upasargas and avyayas are to be explained a little, and they also are explained. But the words which are there in the lessons, they are to be given as examples and all. So when you learn by heart with this process, third person singular form, you can recognize all the roots. Now, only Vartamana Kala form I will tell and stop for today. And if any doubts are there, you can ask me. So, mi, vaha, maha, si, thaha, tha, ti, taha, anti. Anti they say, because anti we cannot say anti, we say, and says Savarna Dirtha Sandhi is not applicable while adding Tinganta Prachayas to the roots. But Gunasanthi definitely applies for Tinganta Prachayas when added to the root. In Prachayas terminations, wherever E is there, it automatically becomes A. Ramate, ramete, ramante, varthate, vandate, E vahe mahe, se ite, tve, te ite, ante. So whenever E is there, it automatically becomes A. Gunasanthi applies. Whereas Savarna Tirtha Sandhi is not applicable for Tinganta Prachayas. These are all called as Tinganta Prachayas. Ti is there. Ting nga is Itsavnya, that which is to be dropped. So only Ti remains. Mi vaka maka, si thaha tha, ti taha anti. Then vada plus a, vada. Vada plus mi. Vadami, it must become actually vadami, but there is a sutra. Whenever these Tinganta Prachayas, they start with either va or ma. The previous a is lengthened. The previous a is to be made long. So whenever the Prachaya starts with either va or ma, the previous a is made long. So the form would be vadami, vadavaka, vadamaha. Then vadasi, because vama is not there. Vadasi, vadathaha, vadatha. vadati, vadataha, vadanti. Gama gaccha to go, gacchati. Gacchami, gacchavaha, gacchamaha. Gacchasi, gacchataha, gachatha. Gacchati, gacchataha, gacchanti, like that. Bhavami, bhavavaha, bhavamaha. Anything, all these. All the roots. Likhami, likhavaha, likhamaha, like that. Then, when vama are not there, only that termination, the dirtha will not. The previous would remain as it is. So, for fourth conjugation, nrutyami, nrutyavaha, nrutyamaha, nrutyasi, nrutyathaha, nrutyatha, nrutyati, nrutyataha, nrutyanti. Then sixth conjugation, vishan, vishami, vishava, vishama. Mi vasmas vishami, vishavaka, vishamaka. Vishasi, vishataka, vishatha. Vishati, vishataha, vishanti. Then 10th conjugation, kathayami, kathayavaha, kathayamaha, kathayasi, kathayathaha, kathayatha, kathayati, kathayataha, kathayanti. This is first, fourth, sixth and 10th conjugation, the past tense. For past tense, there is one sign. The sign, symbol of past tense is Anadyatana Bhutakala, which we are learning. Now we learn only present tense, one past tense, one future tense, imperative mood and potential mood. Only these 5 are there from inter to MA level also. At master level, some other roots may be there. They are there, of course. But till BA, Pravesha Parcha Siksha Kovida, only Vartamana Kala, Bhutakala, Bhavishyat Kala, then that is one variety of past tense, Anadyatana Bhutakala. Then second future, then imperative mood and potential mood. Only these 5 lakaras are to be learned by heart and known. So for Atmanepadi and Parasmaipadi, these are all the rules how to differentiate. When T is there, automatically that root belongs to Parasmaipadi. When Te is there, it is to be known that it is Atmanepadi root. Nama to salute, we say Vanda to salute, Vrutha, Vatha, like that. So Vanda to salute, Vanda Te. Te is there, so Atmanepadi. Ramate, Atmanepadi. Like that we recognize when we learn by heart with third person singular form. There is a lot, of course, to be taught. Then in the second lesson, I will just follow as Master Ji said. He gave that booklet to me. I did not go through that because yesterday I could not find. So from the page 68 to 92 or something, he wanted me to teach, and next class, I will certainly go through according to that and teach you. This is the general introduction, which you have already studied, but brushing up. Okay, Swasti for today.
ధన్యవాదాలండి. Now we'll take up the questions only after the pradhana. Babu garu.
Okay.
Okay. Astu. Let us request Venkataraman garu to do Swasti Mantram.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तान् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति
ధన్యవాదములండి. Let's go for Janaganamana. Challa Chikbabu garu.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद जय हिंद
Jai Hind.
Okay, we'll keep the recording on, and in case anyone has any questions, they can raise their hand and ask questions. Okay, all have really enjoyed the class. They said that it was an excellent revision and understanding of the entire course that they have learned till now. And that's the reason I think they have no questions. So,
I have,
yeah, Sudhir Patarji, yeah.
the one question I have is, why does Sanskrit have a Dvivachan?
Why Dvivachana? Very nice, actually. Vagartha viva sampruptau. Vagartha pratipattaye. Jagataha pitarau vamde Parvati Parameswarau. There Kalidasa Mahakavi, this is the prayer starting first sloka of Raghuvamsa Mahakavya. There he has used Dvivachanas. Dvivachana. It is very important to express that dual number. Unless dual number is there, such beautiful expressions can never come. In Sanskrita, in Telugu also, of course, samasas are there. Dampati, we say one word for Jayacha Patihicha Dampati. But we use as one word. In fact, they are two. Dvivachana, for expressing two feelings, two objects, two items, we use Dvivachana. Why? Because duality is there in the nature. Samskrita Bhasha speaks of, the language itself is divine language, and it speaks about divinity and duality. When world is there, then I am here and world is there. So duality is there. When duality is there, Dvivachana is to be there, must be there. Otherwise, we cannot express properly. Everything more than two is Bahuvachana. But when one is there, it is Ekavachana, singular, then two are there. Vag arthau, we say Vak and Artha. Whenever we utter a word, the meaning automatically, it indicates the meaning is known. It indicates an object. So two are there. When two are there in the nature, how can we leave the Dvivachana and jump to Bahuvachana? Cannot. So we must, it is to be there, so they kept, the Maharshis kept. This is kept by Rishis and given to us. So, Vagarthau, we say, Vagarthau iva, Vak and Artha, the word and its meaning, Nama and Nami, we say. So, duality is to be considered because duality is existing in the nature and plurality is also there. So more than two is used as Bahuvachana.
Thank you very much. Very good answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dhanyawad. Any other person who wants to ask any question? If there are no questions.
I have a question, sir.
Pardon?
Venu garu, namaskaram, నేను పురుషోత్తంరావు అండి. ఈ ఆర్ధధాతుక సార్ధధాతుకాల్ని పదాలని ఎలా గుర్తించాలి? అర్థధాతుక అంటే అర్థమవుతుంది. సార్ధధాతుకాలు ఏ విధంగా ఇచ్చేయాలి గుర్తించాలి?
while you are learning in due course of time, automatically you would be knowing first at the beginning, at the first stage, initially, we must learn by heart. All the shabdas we have to learn by heart, all the prachayas, me vasma sithasta, like that we have to learn by heart. Vama satam ta tatam, and then ani ava ama nil tam ta tu tam antu, like that. When we learn by heart all the prachayas and the verbal forms, all these things, slowly in due course of time, you would be yourself able to recognize all the differences. You can understand. Only thing is, in Vyakarana, we cannot say. There are so many clues also. Just now, today, I gave you many clues to recognize Parasmepadi, Atmanepadi, and all the conjugations also, to which Gana it belongs and all. Similarly, you would be knowing in due course of time. We will teach you, either master or myself. Thus, Kartari is there, Karmani Prayoga is there, Bhave Prayoga is there. Then they will Krudanta, Krut Prachayas are there, Tathitas are there. So, we have to learn slowly. In our Telugu, there is a saying, Annaprasanade Avakai Pettagudu. So,
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Okay, thank you. Any other person who would like to have any question? Yeah. Okay, I think we can stop the recording, but